San, mind you, the population was not that big, and when the Bantus migrated into Zimbabwe, they found the San inhabiting the land between the Limpopo and Zambezi. And they were also in other parts of Southern Africa, South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, Angola, Malawi, you name it. So these are the original inhabitants. In Malawi, they're called the Akafula, right? So, for your question on what happened, I think basically I can answer it very short. That the San in Zimbabwe, the population was not that big, and when technologically superior Bantus arrived, obviously there was conflict, there was diffusion, and some San, I presume, they left not Zimbabwe at that time, but they left that land and leave it to the Bantus. Others with time intermarried with the San, with the Bantus, and their social identity was assimilated into the Bantu society. And those who left, maybe they found space in Botswana, in South Africa, and might be aware that we still have Bantu communities in Zimbabwe, and these are in Lupane and Bulili-Mangwe, Matabeleland province of Zimbabwe. So this is also a pointer to the fact that some San people remained behind, and we still have them amongst the Bantus, so to speak, of Zimbabwe. In South Africa, probably the San have decided to work with the settlers, and again the issue of conflict is also prevalent. Even in the art itself, there is indication that there was conflict between the San and the Bantu, the new arrivals. So in terms of technology, basically the San's technology was stone. They made tools out of stone, various types of stone. I'm not going to go into detail of which types of stone made the tools, but the underlying position is there's difference in terms of technology between the Bantu and the San people. So the San were using stone, whereas the Bantus who migrated into Southern Africa from Zaire, from the Cameroon Basin towards Southern Africa, settling in Zambia, Zimbabwe, and all these other areas where they found the San living. So, when they arrived, the Bantus were practicing agriculture, and their main technology was iron. So if you read in some of the history books, you find that the Bantu were referred to as iron. The period in which they came into Southern Africa is referred to as Iron Age. But more recently, people now prefer to use the term farming community. Why? Because their technology was not only dominated by iron, but it was diverse. hence the term farming community. However, when the Bantus arrived, they were farming, exploiting natural resources, and they were also still hunting, by the way, and farming at the same time. So one of the artifacts or objects that has given us information about these groups is pottery. Hence, you have found pottery at the site where rock paintings are executed in Weza. In other words, I'm saying that the sun, yes, in other areas they used pottery, which they exchanged with the Bantus, but it was not that prevalent and common for the sun to make and use pottery. So the pottery that we find in Zimbabwe, the potsherds, so to speak, like the one that we are holding in the video, I would like to say that belongs to farming communities. I've excavated the San sites in Zimbabwe, and very little or no pottery was found on San sites. So the pottery that we find is mainly associated with either early farming communities which spread in Zimbabwe around AD 500 to 900, or late farming communities which developed from early farming communities around AD 1000, 1300 and to around 1840. So my point is, in other parts of Southern Africa, yes, we do find pottery or potsherds associated with the sun, but it's not the rule. Most of the pottery that we find in the archaeological space in Zimbabwe, and probably in Weza, where you pick that piece of pot, belongs to a farming community or